Hello everyone, welcome to the Two Whalleys. I'm Simon Whalley and the other Whalley is my dad, John. My dad's 85, I'm 45. My dad's living in Swansea in Wales. I'm living in Osaki Kamijima, an island in the Seto Sea in Japan. My dad reads the Daily Mirror, I read the Guardian. My dad's a massive meat eater, I'm a vegan. There's a lot of stuff we disagree on. There's a lot of stuff we agree on. Once a week, we get together on Zoom and we basically talk about all the world's problems and we have a good moan to each other. And sometimes it's quite funny. So we thought, why don't we record this and see if anyone else thinks it's funny too. Worst case scenario is we've got some nice memories that myself and my son can enjoy. So thanks for coming here. I hope you enjoy it and please let us know what you think in the comments and share on social media. Thanks very much. Enjoy the episode.
Kind of a slow week in the news this week, Dad, which is probably a good thing. But we got a few things maybe kind of interesting. So what do you want to go with first?
What about this Lucy Letby murders?
Lucy Letby, yeah, okay. Well, so tell for people who don't know, I suppose British people probably will know, but for all the others, what happened?
Well, she killed 7 babies and she may have killed another 6 babies, hasn't she? Like, you know, I mean, should there be a death penalty for people that really they know she's done it? Like, we've had a reasonable doubt. There should be death penalty back again.
Oh, wow. So what do you think, Dad, for this girl? Do you think they should?
Well, yeah. But, I mean, because there's no reasonable doubt. She's definitely done it, hasn't she? You know, so for people like that, I think there should be a death penalty. And like these terrorists, when they know they've done it, like they're knifing on that London Bridge. Well, they've caught them in the act. People like that should be hung. Yeah. When there's no reasonable doubt, or you could have like Americans, put them on death row, and some of them are 10 years before they get executed. So in that time, if they were innocent, they'd find out they were innocent, wouldn't they?
Well, I mean, you'd hope so, but that's not really right, Dad, isn't it? You were saying about some bloke in Britain who's just come out after what, 15 years?
17 years, yeah.
17 years, right? So I know there's stories in America, Dad, what's his name, the hurricane, the boxer.
They didn't have this DNA in that then, did they? They didn't have that proof, like, you know, where they've got now.
No. And that's the thing, though, Dad. In 20 years' time, they might have, new technology that would be able to prove people innocent, Dad. The same as DNA, right? Or prove people guilty. Technology we don't have today. So if we kill people today with death penalty, and then what happens in
well, no, if there's no doubt about it, there's definite proof that they have killed people. I think there should be a death penalty. You know, like them terrorists, the London Bridge, and they stab these people and things like that, right? Well, they know they've done it because there's proof there, isn't they? They've definitely done it. If you know what I mean, when there's absolutely definite proof that they've done it, I think there should be a death penalty. Yeah.
No, I see what you're saying, Dad. I just especially for people who are Christians, like in America, it's like, we're not really any better than that, are we? If we're killing people, then they are, right? Two wrongs don't make a right is what we're taught as kids, isn't it?
Well, they say an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, isn't it? Like,
Well, yeah, but an eye for an eye makes the world go blind, as Gandhi said, isn't it?
Yeah, so, but you've got to have deterrence, Simon, haven't you? You've got to have deterrence. When people do wrong, you've got to have deterrence, haven't you?
Well, yeah. Do you think those deterrents work, Dad?
Well, yeah. If there was a death penalty, I think I think if there was a death penalty, it'd put people off killing people. I think sometimes,
Right. Well, let's have a look. You've got Europe where there's no death, where there's no death penalty, and then you've got America where there's no death penalty. Which, obviously Europe's not a country, but which place has got the most murders, do you think, Dad?
Well, no, America has got the death penalty, hasn't it?
It has got the death penalty, and I'm saying, does the deterrent work? Because which country's got the most murders?
Well, I should imagine it's America because they've got anyone can carry guns, isn't there?
Well, yeah, it's I'm just saying it doesn't, obviously that deterrent's not really working, Dad, is it? If
well, not when everyone can have a gun. I mean, it's not. You're going to have more crime, obviously. If like America, anyone can have a gun, there's going to be more crimes, isn't there?
Yeah, totally. But yeah, but I don't think that deterrent works, though, Dad, does it? If you're going to kill someone, you're obviously most people who kill, not really thinking. They're not in a good state of mind, Dad, are they? So when they're not in a good state of mind, you probably don't care.
Get these goody-goodies, like, you can't slap your child when they've done wrong and all things like that. No, that is absolutely ridiculous. There's nothing wrong. I used to have the cane when I was in school, and it's a deterrent. You didn't want to get the cane. You know what I mean? You've got to. So you just let the kids get away with everything. You know what I mean? There's got to be a penalty for it. Now, lines is no good when they give them a school lines, like,
Mm-hmm.
I remember when a school, the teacher retired, and we all loved this teacher. Mrs. Rippon, her name was, right? So, of course, we had no money. I mean, this is going back now 70 odd years. So we went into the park and pinched some sunflowers. Well, of course, when we took them to the school as a present, the headmaster knew we'd pinched them because they can't buy these sunflowers, like, So he had us in the study and he said, right, what do you want to do? Do you want to miss sport for a month or have the cane? He said that to me. I said, I'll have the cane. Said it to the second person and he said, a cane. He said it to the third person, there's 4 of us, I'll have the cane. The last one said, oh, no, I'll miss sport for a month. So he knew which would hurt us most. So he said, right, well, you all miss sport for a month. I mean, it's the deterrent, isn't it?
Well, that's a bit harsh, though, Dad, isn't it? Like, you were trying to do a good thing, like, weren't you?
Yeah, but it was wrong. It was wrong in pinching the flowers out of the park, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, it's from a park. It's not like it, but yeah. Well, I tell you, I've got a funny story about Kane and Dad, because you put me in Mardy Primary School, right, in Aberdare, and oh God, what was his name? Do you remember what the headmaster's name was, Dad?
No.
Oh God! So he gave me the cane, Dad, and it was. I'm pretty sure it was illegal in the 80s to, corporal punishment. But he gave me the cane. He pulled my pants down and smacked my bottom, Yeah. And then, like about 10 years later, he was done for flashing in the toilet at Debenhams.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I don't know about Kane and Dad. It's like someone else's kids, right? I'm a teacher, Dad, and like I've never, especially when you're a fresh teacher, that you're new. It's hard, man, to try and control a class of like 30, 35 kids or whatever, Dad. But
yeah, but
there's some kids doing it.
There's some kids. They're unruly. They can't. Parents can't. If they've done wrong, the parents can't slap them or anything like that. You know what I mean? No.
But there's other ways. There's other ways to do that without hitting kids, though, Dad. Right? I mean, one problem I would have with that, all you're teaching kids is that it's okay to hit people, right? To get your own way, to make someone do something. They're smaller than you, hit them and it's okay, right? So that's one problem with it, isn't it?
Well, I don't think doing lines, I don't think that's is a deterrent.
Well, I don't think teachers are giving out lines anymore, Dad.
Well, what do they do then? Just let them let them do bad things, and they don't get
No, no. I mean,
punishment.
you have detention where you don't, you can't have a lunch break, and you have to stay after school and do extra homework, or there's all different stuff that you can do. Dad, schools build, they build these little, what do you have, like leagues and stuff where people get points for good behavior and points taken away for bad behavior and stuff like that. Dad, there's ways
Yeah,
to do it without
well, like
smacking kids.
ages ago now, when I was a kid, if you're an unruly kid and the parents couldn't control them, right? They couldn't control them. Well, then the school, right? You've got a school where they cane and things like that. Now, if they can't control them, right? They have to go in the army at 18. They have to, it's conscription in the army. One of them would work with them unruly kids. One of them would work.
Well, I'm sure they would, Dad. I wouldn't. If I was a kid, I wouldn't want to be thrown in the army. It's like, well, obviously the kids don't like authority, and then you're going to go in the army. I don't know. I think it's all right.
When they go in the army, there's no choice. They've got to obey, haven't they? You've got.
I know, but I don't want to make people obey, Dad. Do you know what I mean? I'm quite anti-authoritarian myself. I wouldn't like. I was a bit of a pain in the ass as a kid for teachers. I wouldn't have liked to be thrown in the army. It's like, it's my life. Why should I have to go in the army? If you can't control me, that's your problem, isn't it?
Well, no,
that's the way I saw it. Anyway.
I mean, some kids they're unruly and it's just uncontrollable. But one of them would work. If the parents can't control them, the school can't control them. I think the army would.
Well, I mean, if education was changed, that it might, it might help better if they made it, more targeted to individual students instead of making all students study the same stuff. Let kids develop the way they want to develop. You don't force kids all to be the same as each other, right? That's what our current system does, that, isn't it? It's education is basically just about getting kids to have the skills that the industries need, Dad, right?
Well, I mean, on my 3 children, I think I only ever hit one, and that was Danny, your brother.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not. We're not.
That was
look how we've turned out.
No, we took them to the park, right? And we thought, well, let them two go. They're old enough. That's Peter and Danny, right? Yeah. And you were still a baby, so you came in with the restaurant with us. We said, now, when you finish the golf, we're in this restaurant.
Yeah.
Well, of course, all of a sudden we had Peter screaming his head off, covered in blood. I said to Peter, what's happened? Danny's hit me with a golf club. Oh, so I went over to Danny and gave him a good slapping, But it happened that Peter was stood behind. Peter was stood behind Danny when he was taking a swing up to hit the golf ball and hit him in the face with a golf club. So he hadn't done anything wrong, really.
Yeah. Well, there you are. See, you're making a good point there. That about capital punishment. Imagine if you'd hung him, or if you'd hung Peter for that, or Danny for that.
Well, no, I apologized to him afterwards when I found out what it was true. But I mean, when he came in covered in blood, and I said, what's happened? He said, oh, he hit me with a golf club. I mean, what do you do? No, come on. And that the spur of the moment, he's covered in blood, a youngster covered in blood. Danny's hit me with a golf club. Now, come on, what do you do?
Yeah.
It's just your normal reaction, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can ask the other person if it's true first, isn't it?
Well, no, when he's covered in blood, you see him, he's covered in blood, and he's got a scar on his nose covered in blood. I mean, he's been hit by a golf club, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is awkward. I mean, to me, I was in the right to give him a slap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, giving kids a normal slap across the top of the head or whatever, Dad, is okay. I think, Dad, your own kids anyway. I very rarely do it, but I a little thing across the top of the head, I think is,
Yeah.
Awful sometimes, isn't it? Just, oh, come on. But yeah, one interesting thing about that, Dad, when I was researching for my book, and one of the sections in there is about, when the Spanish first went to South America, Dad, right? They basically went on a rampage, killing people, Dad. They were getting babies, swinging them around, smashing their heads on cliffs and stuff, Dad, right? The Spanish were, the conquistadors. And it turns out the reason for that, they think now, is because of something called generational trauma, Dad. So just before the Spanish had gone to South America, they'd been fighting the Moors, the Muslims, for about 100 years, Dad, in Spain, right? The Moors had lots of southern Spain. So they've been having this war for like 100 years. And, the families were involved. The sons were being killed. Terrible time, Dad, right? And all of that generational trauma was with those young soldiers when they went to South America. And they reckon that's part of why they started going on the rampage, killing, Dad. And they couldn't understand, the Spanish couldn't understand why the Indians never hit their kids, Dad. So the Indians never ever lay a finger on their kids, ever. And the Spanish were like, why aren't they doing that? They couldn't understand that, the Spanish didn't need to do that, But the Spanish had all this trauma, and that's why they were taking it out. And when you look at the last, hundreds of years, Dad, look at all the wars we've been going through, all of that goes down through the generations, and we're quite a violent society now, Dad, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think, it's possible that obviously South Americans, Indians were doing it. It's possible to live where you don't have to hit the kids, right? I just think everything is wrong in our society at the moment, Dad, right? And the kids, unfortunately, they're just suffering,
But they seem to carry knives now, don't they, instead of guns,
Well, yeah, I mean, these are, again, Dad, these are things that come down to poverty, right? Poverty and opportunities, Dad, if people have, got enough money and they've got enough opportunities in life, I don't think they're going to be walking around the street.
It's all drugs and the drug gangs and that,
Well, again, Dad, we're back onto that, and we, again, legalize drugs and that disappears, Dad, doesn't it?
No, you can't legalize the drugs. No.
Well, I mean,
you can only legalize it. Maybe the cannabis. Yes, cannabis. I agree, maybe, but not the other drugs, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it'll come at hopefully soon, Dad, won't it? But yeah, so I mean, anyway, for that story, if the death penalty, I'm definitely firmly against it, Dad. Are you going for it? You full death penalty?
Well, yeah. If there's no, if they can't caught them in the act and they're guilty, and they've killed people, yes. If there's no reasonable, and there's no doubt about it, they've done it, yes.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I was against it, Dad. Do you remember the last man to be hung in Britain, Dad? You would have
No, I
been
remember the last woman was Ellis, wasn't she? Ruth Ellis.
Right. The last man was a guy called Derek Bentley, and he had learning difficulties, Dad. And the other guy.
Oh, that's right. He was innocent. Someone shouted, "Gets him!"
Let him have it.
No, let him have it.
Let him have it.
He meant let him have the gun.
That's what he meant. Yeah, but he thought, the prosecutor said he meant let him have it, as in kill him. So he got he had the death penalty, and he was innocent, Dad. So I remember watching that movie of that in the 90s, I think, in the early 90s, and that for me, I think just for that, even if one innocent person gets killed, that's too many, isn't it?
Oh no, I know. It's yeah. But what I'm saying is without reasonable doubt. I mean, there's doubt there. What? Let him have it. What does that mean? Does it let him have the gun, or let it? So that's not perfect evidence, is it?
Right. I see what you mean. Yeah. So in that case, you wouldn't have.
In that case, he wouldn't have got wrong. No.
Would you like to do that job, Dad? The hangman. Do they still have a hangman? Probably not. No. Someone has to put it over him. Would you like to do that?
No.
God, no, no, no. That's another thing, isn't it? If you couldn't do that, would you want someone else to do it, Dad? Isn't it?
Well, yeah, I think it's bad enough when you see these people being, you know, in America, they let some people watch them being killed, don't they, on with injections.
Yeah, lethal injections. Yeah, I mean those are horrible. Sometimes they don't work, Dad, do they? And like, God, they're in severe pain. I mean, the whole thing is horrible, Dad. It's all horrible. I don't think it acts as a deterrent anyway, as we saw with America, even though they've,
Yeah, but
they've obviously
it's
got loads of
horrible
guns.
when a woman kills seven babies and tries another six. It's horrible. But I mean,
Oh
uh,
God, yeah. No, I mean she
I mean,
killed.
she doesn't deserve to live, does she? Really?
Yeah, Dad. For me, Dad. I mean, this for me. I think you would suffer more by being in prison in your own mind for the rest of your life than you would by being killed. I think you're taking the easy way out.
Oh yeah, because anything now she's gonna have an horrible time in prison with the inmates because they don't like child killers. You know what I mean?
No, God, no, no.
Even the normal, the adult killer who
Yeah,
kill,
yeah,
they
yeah, no,
don't like
no, no.
child killers. Yeah, yeah.
Totally, yeah.
So
Pedophiles and child killers, and yeah.
yeah, yeah. So she's gonna have a terrible time. I mean, most of the time it'd be an isolation for her. You know, she won't be able to go and eat with all the other. I don't think she'll be able to go and eat with all the other people in the canteen.
No, God, no, no. I wouldn't be surprised if
I
she
think
tries
she'll
to
be
kill herself.
isolated. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you if you. God, I can't remember what I was going to say to you now. But yeah, no, I think again, I don't think, I think. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Dad, you remember that guy in 2011? I think it was the Norwegian guy who killed like 70 odd kids on the island. Do you remember that?
No, no, no.
Oh, you must remember that. The guy, he had all these guns and stuff, and went on a boat over to this island where it was like a young conservative party conference thing where all the kids were staying there, and he just went on a rampage, Dad, like a video
Oh
game,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
17,
Yeah,
I
well,
think it was.
people like that now, they know he's done it, right? Now
Yeah, yeah.
they should be killed. Yeah, they should be hung.
He's in a prison in Norway, Dad, and the Norwegian prison system is not about punishment. It's about getting you back into society, Dad. Right?
Uh,
So they're not treating him badly or anything in prison. He's in quite a nice place, Dad.
Oh no, that well, he shouldn't be, should he? No, no.
Yeah, I mean it's difficult. If you're, I think yeah. I mean if someone killed your son, my son, what would you want? Would you want them to die? I don't know. Would you want them? I don't know what that. I can't say, but I
Well,
think
yeah,
I would
in a
like to
way,
see him the rest of his life in a
if
cell.
they killed your son or daughter, yeah, I mean, it's normal for you to want a bit of revenge, isn't it? Really, I suppose, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it is, and I think that's why we live in civilizations, Dad, where we've got judicial systems and stuff like that, isn't it? So that we don't have parents taking revenge. Parents don't need to take revenge, right? But yeah.
But
Anyway,
now, but all these ones that's been killed, the mothers and fathers, the ones that Lucy Letby killed. Uh, the she the she won't go into court and hear the sentence and face the children's parents.
why?
Well, no, she's allowed not to go. She can say, "I'm not going into court."
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, they've got a choice. But the parents want her to face. They want her to face her in court
Yeah.
when the sentence is there. But no, the prisoner has got the right to say, "No, I'm staying in prison. I'm not. I'm not going." No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the
Well,
least you can do if you've done that,
that's
isn't it?
where the parents are deceiving because she's got the right to do that. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, if you've just taken the lives of 7 kids and then you shouldn't really have a choice, should you? I suppose.
Yeah, but they've got the choice. They don't have to go. They don't have to go to the sentencing. You know.
So the sentencing is next week, Dad, is it?
Oh, I don't know. No, she's been sentenced. No, she's been sentenced.
So how long?
Oh, she never come out.
Oh, life. She got life. Okay.
Yeah, well, in life, the life is life.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that's
she
60
never
years
come
now.
out.
That's 60 years living in basically in a big cage. You know, that's horrible,
Yeah.
Dad. I think
Yeah.
I'd rather probably rather the death penalty, to be honest.
And don't forget, a lot
I
of that
definitely
time,
would.
a lot of that time would be in isolation because they won't put up with the other inmates surely, unless there's a place there for all paedophiles and child killers in one place.
Yeah. Oh, nasty.
You know,
Um,
same type of people, like
yeah. All right. Well, you're pro death penalty. I'm against it, Dad. I wonder what everyone else thinks. Maybe drop a comment down below. Let us know whether you think the death penalty should be brought back in, or whether it's left
No,
best left where it is.
only for when there's no doubt about it. If there's one little bit of reasonable doubt, they don't. They
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
act about it.
honestly, Dad, you should never bloody kill someone if there's a doubt anyway. Should you? That should go without saying, Dad, isn't it? If there's any kind of a doubt, you definitely should not be taking the life of someone. Should you?
Well, that's right. If there's no doubt, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we disagree slightly on that one. The next one I think is an interesting one, Dad. It's quite funny, I suppose. Maybe not. If you're a woman, we'll see what you think. So the next one. Yeah. First off, Dad, how do you feel about the Lionesses in the World Cup final?
Well, they've done well. They've done well to win the European and the European Cup and final in the World Cup. They've done very well.
No, it's amazing, Dad. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And Spain lost to Japan in the group stage, didn't they? They lost like quite heavily to Japan.
Well, no, at first, the first two games I saw Japan play, I thought Japan had a chance of winning.
Yeah, no, I thought they were going to that. Yeah. But yeah, what was funny was when after Spain won, obviously their coach Luis Rubiales ran on. No, not the coach, or the head of the Football Association of Spain ran on and kissed the star player Jenny Hermoso on the lips, Dad. Right?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, oh dear, people, manly people. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that. He was so delighted. He kissed her on the lips. What's wrong with that?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know that if you were a bloke and some bloke kissed you on the lips, how would you feel?
What, a bloke kissing me? Well, no, yeah, well, no, that's a different thing, isn't it?
Well, I mean, in that situation, Dad. I mean, I agree with you. I think it seemed like a normal thing to do. He was excited. They just won the World Cup. It's really good news for him. Everyone's happy. So I think, yeah, he just elated.
I mean, he didn't mean anything by it. He was just elated that and that's it. He was elated.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I would agree, Dad. Yeah, but it's like you can't do that anymore, Dad. Can you?
Oh no. I mean, no. Well, you can't. No. You can't slap your kids or anything. You can't do anything like that. No. I mean,
well, it's different to slapping your kids.
I mean, no. I mean, when I was 15, I was in an office when I first started in Manchester Canal Company in an office. Well, there's girls there, and we used to say, "Oh, you got a lovely pair of tits." Now you can't say that now.
Yeah, Yeah,
I
I
mean,
wonder.
I mean,
Uh,
we joked about it with it, you know what I mean? It was, oh, I don't know.
oh yeah, I mean, I mean, you can't say that, Dad. Yeah, no, you can't. You've got a lovely pair of tits. But yeah, so how do you think the girls felt about that, Dad?
No, but you slap her on the bottom. You can't even, you know what I mean? You're not meaning anything by it. But I mean,
I know. But how do you think the girls felt about that, Dad?
well, no, they didn't say they were just normal. They didn't say anything.
But
They wouldn't
they couldn't, could
complain.
they? They couldn't
They
really
wouldn't
say much then,
complain.
Dad.
In the office, if we slapped a girl on the bottom, they wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
You know, it's just gone. It's just gone absolutely crazy what people complain about nowadays. It is sometimes,
But again, though, Dad, if you
Just
were in
got to
the
get
office
on
and
with it.
some,
It's just part of life.
but what if you were in the office, Dad, and some bloke comes past you and grabs your ass? How would you feel?
Well, it's different. It's a bloke goes to another bloke. I
But it's
wouldn't like
no,
that.
because it's a
No.
bloke. It's a bloke doing it to them. Women might not mind if another woman slaps their ass, Dad. Maybe, right? I don't know. It's because it's a guy, right? That's the problem, isn't it? Because of what's happened, because of the patriarchy, and women have basically been second degree uh, citizens, right?
Mm.
For a long time, Dad, right? Second class citizens, second class citizens, Dad, right?
Mm.
So I don't know. You imagine if you're a girl and you're in the office and every guy's slapping your ass.
Well, they didn't do it. They didn't. It was just now and again. Like you do it in fun, like. You might have it a joke, and then you go, "Oh, get away," and then you slap her ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I
It
mean,
was
I
just
definitely
like
think it's.
in fun. Not as I don't know. Yeah. But
Oh, I
nowadays you
definitely think
couldn't do
it's gone too far, Dad. Yeah. It's definitely taken the fun out of it, but I'm happy at the same time, Dad, because if I was a woman, I wouldn't want to put up with that either.
Well, no, like you might be joking and everything like that, and you just slap her. Go away! Don't believe that. You know what I mean? You're not doing it for any It's just a part of. It's just a part of life, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the workplaces now, Dad. Honestly, they're very just so dry and boring, Dad. Oh God,
Mm.
because it's basically it's so sterile, Dad. Right? You're not allowed to have fun, as you said. Really,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree with you.
You'd be frightened of doing that now in case a woman takes it to court or something.
Oh yeah. I mean, you don't do it, Dad. You don't. It doesn't happen, right? I mean,
No.
it does happen, obviously, and people do get fired, but people just you've got to be very careful, Dad, in the office nowadays, right? You could never get away with saying you've got a lovely pair of tits.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, when
Yeah,
I was only 15 or 16, but we used to have banters with girls and that, and then we'd all be joking and laughing together, and the girls would laugh. You know, I mean, that's how it. Well, that's how I was.
well, you can still do that with friends, Dad. Can you? If you're friends with people, you can. It's just not with colleagues, with people who work with. You can't really get away with it, Dad, innit? But no,
No,
yeah, it was good. We got a couple of good stories there, Dad. I don't know whether I hope there's more news next week or not, but yeah, it was good. We got a couple of crackers. I
yeah.
disagree with you on some of that last story, and I'm quite happy that it's not happening anymore. That women feel that they're a lot more
Well,
comfortable
no,
around
where?
men
No,
nowadays.
I feel
But
sorry for the people in Afghanistan. I mean, that's a different kind of fish. They are second-class citizens over there, aren't they?
oh yeah, totally, Dad. Yeah, I mean, women still are in most places, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, even like
I mean,
when it
I,
comes
I
to.
remember when we went to India. When we were in India, I felt sorry for the women. There's swimming in the full dress and the things over the mouth, swimming, and you felt like I'm boiling hot,
Oh,
and the swimming in the normal saris.
Oh, they do that in Japan, Dad. Everyone's covered head to toe, yeah, man. In the street,
And
but it's
why?
hot.
Why do the men? Are they frightened that they don't want anyone to see their legs or face?
No,
Or
they're
that?
just
Oh.
frightened of getting cancer from the sun, Dad. You know, in Japan,
Eh?
anyway. They don't want to get skin cancer, so they cover up. They like to have white skin as well, Dad. You know.
Okay, no, okay. Then why do the men have bathing costumes? They go swimming. The Indian men go swimming in the sea in a bathing costume. But when the men have a swimming costume and they go to swim, but the women have got to wear a sari.
Well, yeah, that's because of conservatism, Dad, isn't it? You know, there's a certain element of that to it in Japan as well, Dad. You know, a lot of our friends wear bikinis on the beaches, but a lot of women, yeah, they don't want to get too much sun, Dad, because it's bad for the skin, right? It makes you look old.
Well, no, yeah, but no, if they went into the water, they're not going to get sunburns in the water, are they?
Oh no, I mean you're going to stay in the bloody sea all day, though, Dad. Are you?
No, but they can wear the sari on the beach, but when they want to go for a swim, they might have a costume underneath and they go for a swim.
Well, it's quite nice if you go in your sari and then you come out, you'll be nice and wet. It'll keep you cool, won't it?
No, that's not the way to go swimming, is it?
Well, that's not your way to go swimming, Dad. No. Yeah. No, I mean it's like a Japan, China, Dad. They've got, you know, leggings on from ankles to waist, you know,
Well,
and then they'll have
I know in Japan they've got umbrellas in the summer. It's that's to keep the sun off them, isn't it? You know.
yeah. I mean, it's mostly quite conservative people, I would say, that walk around with umbrellas, Dad. But you know, maybe other people think that's wrong, but to me, it seems to be mostly quite conservative people, Dad. You know.
Oh no, I agree with that, but I mean, I just it's not right for a woman to go to go swimming in the sea in a sari. I mean, that's a full dress. Well, I mean, they can okay if they want to keep the sari on the beach, but when they go for a swim, they must have a swimming costume. Let's go for a swim.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, God, I don't know. Not all Indians are like that, though. That again, is it? It's mostly, I
Well,
would assume
you
people are
saw
not
them when
like
we
that.
went to India. You saw them, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of places like in Kerala, it was really Christian, right? It's very Catholic down there, and Goa as well. And then other places, well, that's where we went down on the beach. You know, it was Goa and Kerala, right?
Yeah.
And they're both
Yeah.
quite religious, right? So, you know, that bloody religion, Dad, ruins everything.
Hmm?
Ruins everything, doesn't it? Religion.
No, that's only man-made. That is. God didn't say you've got to wear a sari to go swimming. That's just man-made.
Well, the whole thing's man-made, isn't it? You know, I mean, look at the rules. Apparently, the top 10 rules, Dad. You know, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's ass. I mean, you know, it's not. Yeah, you know. I mean, I suppose it's just necessary, isn't it? Oh God, I don't know. Yeah. Are you frightened of dying, Dad?
What?
Are you frightened of dying?
I don't want to die, but I'm not frightened of dying. No.
Yeah, I would say, well, being religious, you think people would want to die, right? Because you believe that when you die, you go into the sky and you meet all your family and friends.
No, God gives you life now, right? And you've got to enjoy that life on earth.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is when you die, you go to heaven, right? And you're going to spend all day with all your best friends, away your parents, all your ancestors.
Well, we don't know what happens in heaven, do we? We don't know, do we?
Well, I mean, I thought that's what
we don't know what you do.
Well, I thought that's what the Bible says, isn't it?
No, but we don't know. No one knows what it's like in heaven because we've not been there, have we?
No, but no one's ever seen God. But apparently, everybody knows about God now, don't they? No one's ever seen him.
No.
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 But you know.
Yeah, but it's honest. Like, there's only one God, but there's thousands of gods. What man-made gods? I mean, there should only be one religion: believers or non-believers. It's as simple as that. And I've spoke to people in.
But Dad, I don't disagree with you, Dad, but you're saying that Jesus is the real Son of God, right?
What?
Jesus is the real Son of God. That's what you think.
Yeah.
So then it has to be Jesus then. It has to be your God. That's the one, right? Not all the others.
Well, no, they all believe it's the same God they believe in, but it's just that man. Oh, I don't believe that part of the Bible, so they change. Oh, so we call our religion Islamic. Oh, I don't believe in that part of the Bible, so it's the same God, but they all have different views on it.
But the Abrahamic God, yeah, but there's also lots of other gods that are not related to that God.
There's only one God, your creator.
Yeah, but you believe that the God, the creator, is the one that you believe in, right?
Well, it's the one that everybody believes in, but they believe in a different way.
Yeah, but I mean, the others haven't got, the others do. For example, Buddhism hasn't got Jesus anywhere in there, Dad, right? Or, Hinduism, or, not everyone believes in Jesus, Dad, right? That's obviously
well, they should if they believe Romans existed and the Romans used to throw the Christians into the lions into the Christians. If they believe all that, they've got to. Why not believe in that Jesus existed?
Well, yeah. Well,
I mean,
one we've got evidence for.
Why block parts of the Bible out? I mean, you can't do that.
But Dad, the Bible,
no. If you believe in the Romans, you've got to believe that Jesus existed.
You believe in the Bible version 2, right? The King James Bible. The Old Testament, which is the original Bible, Dad, the only thing that should be believed is not what you believe in, right? You believe in the New Testament that was definitely rewritten by humans, right? Because the Torah is the original. That's what Jewish people believe in, Dad, right?
Luke, I know, Luke. Don't get me wrong. I believe there's a creator, my creator, right? And that's God, and I believe that Jesus was the Son of God.
Well, I'm all right with if you say I believe there's a creator, Dad. I'm totally fine with that. It's when you tell me the creator's backstory that I have a problem. Because then
when
you tell me the creator's backstory, that's the problem. You're telling me you know all about the creator, you know his name, you know how his son was born, all that kind of stuff, right? That's where I have a problem, because that's obviously what man has made up, right? Having a creator, I think, is fine. That's fine. But don't tell me that you know the creator's name, you know the creator's son's name, son's father and mother's names and stuff like that, right? Because then that's going to differ to what all the people in Muslim faith and in Jewish faith, that's going to differ with what they think that, right? If you just say, I believe in a God, that's fine. But it's when you say, I know all about my God, I know his name and stuff like that, that's mental, Dad, isn't it?
Well, I don't know God's name. It's God.
Well, yeah, but you know God's son's name, right? And you know God's son's mother's name, and you know that she was born.
What you can't understand, why block part of the Roman history out? You just cannot block it out, but you do.
Well, you don't have to. There's no evidence for Jesus. You can't show me any evidence.
Of course, there's evidence of Jesus. Of course, there's evidence that Nero was alive, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's no evidence for Jesus other than the Bible, Dad.
Look, now come on. If you, in virtually, you might as well say no gladiators. There was no gladiators at all. You might, right? How can you say that? Because there's arenas there.
Yeah,
But
but
you may
Dad,
as well say that. You may as well say that
well, we've
because
got Dad, we've got archaeological evidence for the for the gladiators, right? We know what they ate, Dad. We know where they slept. We found all of that. We've never found Jesus's body, Dad.
no. But you're blocking that part. You're blocking that part of the Romans out, though, aren't you?
I'm not blocking any of the Romans. I'm just blocking out Jesus
Of
because
course
there's
you are.
no evidence
You're
that he
not saying.
existed.
You're not saying that they. Well, why did they? Why were they killing all? Why were the Romans killing all the Christians? Hmm?
Killing all the Jews, you mean?
They were killing all the Christians.
Well, Jesus was a Jew, wasn't he?
No, they were killing. Yeah, they were killing all the. They were Christians. They
Well,
believed in
yeah.
Jesus. They believed in
Well,
Jesus.
they didn't believe in religion, I guess, did they?
Fingers crossed. Nicky and Henry.
I don't know. No, they're wrong. Right. Well, why was Jesus such a big? They were frightened of Jesus because they thought he was a king. He wasn't the king of human beings. He was the king. God is the king of heaven, right? Now, but they thought the Nero and them thought that, oh, well, we've got to get rid of this man because everybody thinks he's the king. And they were frightened that he'd overthrow them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no. And again, I'm not saying there wasn't any Jesus. I'm just saying there's no evidence for it, Dad. I believe, as I've said to you many times, I believe that there probably was a guy who was Jesus, right? But I just don't think he's the Son of God, Dad.
Why does billions of people believe in God? Then it's not just the belief. It's not that. Of course, there's a God.
Well, no, you're not creating any evidence there, though, Dad, are you, by saying because loads
Yeah,
of
I
people
mean,
believe
you don't need evidence. You don't need evidence. If you believe in history, you don't need evidence.
Well, no, if you believe in history, you definitely do need evidence, Dad, because the Earth is
No,
4.5 billion years old.
No. There's
And the
arenas
Bible
there.
says it's 10,000.
You know there was gladiators. You know there was arenas and that, but you're blocking one part of history out. I don't think Jesus existed. See, you're blocking one part of the Roman history out. That's what a
I'm
lot
not
of people do.
Oh, I'm probably blocking loads and loads of Roman history out, Dad. If there's no evidence for it, then of course I'm going to block it out. That's what you do, isn't it? If you don't know something, then you don't believe it, Dad, do you?
No, yeah, but it's part of history. That's why I can't understand you people. It's part of history.
But I'm asking you, what part of history is it? Where is that history?
If you believe in Romans, you've got to believe Jesus existed.
But
You've got
where
to,
is
no,
Jesus?
yeah. No, that's
Okay, but Dad, okay,
yeah.
if Jesus existed, surely all of the written records that we've got from the Roman era, Dad, surely they would have discussed this guy, Jesus, right? Being the Son of God. But I don't think there's any evidence like that, is there?
Well, you don't need, if you believe, you don't need evidence.
Well, yeah, it's just, oh God, it's just I can't imagine, I can't understand how anyone can believe something without a shred of evidence.
No,
You know,
no, I know,
goes
don't
against
know.
logic, Dad. Yeah, I mean, that's so. I think we've agreed on a bit today, Gad. We've disagreed on a bit. The last one is an interesting one, but I was just bringing up the point because I was thinking if you believe in God, surely death is an amazing thing to happen because you go into the afterlife with God and Jesus and all the other 12 disciples and all those.
Oh yeah, I can't. You see, I cannot accept that when you die, there's nothing. I can never accept that when you die, there's nothing left. I cannot accept that. I can never accept that.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, Dad, you were dead for 4.5 billion years, right? You didn't notice it, did you? You were dead for 4.5 billion years. You weren't alive for 4.5 billion years. of Earth history, Dad? You missed all of that. It didn't bother you, did it?
Well, no, you might. A lot of people just think, when you're not, when you're dead, you're dead. You know, and that. Well, I cannot accept, never accept that. I mean, I just can't. I just cannot accept it.
I can't. What do you think there could be, though, Dad? Think about it. What would it be?
No, I can never. I just can't not accept that when you die, there's nothing left.
Right. So what is your idea about what it is like in the afterlife, Dad? Just as like, what do you think it's going to be like?
I have no idea.
No idea. But you do
I have
think
no
it's going to
idea.
be good.
No idea, Sam. No.
But do you think? But you do think that wherever you are, it's going to be you, Johnny Wally.
No, the universe is that colossal. The sky it's unbelievable how you know when you because it doesn't matter how many billions of people is big enough. The universe is big enough, Simon.
I'm just asking what would it look like? What you know, my image of it as a
Simon, how do I know? I've not been there.
No, I know, but you must have thought about it, Dad, right?
Which is great. The bedroom.
No, you've got to believe that, Simon. That you know, belief is good.
Believe what though? That's what I'm asking you. What is it that you believe?
The shower crate was.
The belief is there's a God.
Definitely.
Yeah, I know, but what about when you die? You said there's something, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, I know. I cannot accept that when you die, you just die and nothing left of you. No, I cannot never accept that. No.
Which I struggle with this though. Which do you think is easier to believe? That you die and there's nothing, or that you die and you go off through this magic whirlpool of colours, and then you go in, plonk into a pool with all your best mates drinking tea with God. You know, I mean, that's fantastical, that, isn't it? Which do you think is more likely?
It's not.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's more likely something else. We've got afterlife. Yeah.
Wow. Ooh. No, I mean, that's.
I definitely believe you. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. I just cannot accept that when you die, there's nothing left. I cannot accept that. No.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just how people are. I mean, you know, there is things that's happened in my life what's made me stronger in that way. But you know,
Sounds very handy.
No. I was just wondering whether that's something that, you know, the religious people are happy to die, because most people who are religious, when you go to a funeral, everyone's crying, Dad, right? Like, why are they crying? Surely they've gone to heaven, right? Or they've gone somewhere.
No, because why they cry? Because they miss the people. They love the people. They love them. So they're crying.
I know, but good things happen to them, Dad, isn't it? You know.
I know some people. Yeah, but you get some people that want everybody dancing when they die and being happy. You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. See, that seems like, especially if you believe in an afterlife, Dad, it's kind of like a promotion, isn't it? When you get to go to the afterlife, you serve out your time on Earth. That's, you know, it's troublesome. You got to work. You got to put up with other people, and then you go into the clouds, and everyone's cool and fine and stuff. And
yeah, but there's things in life, you know. If the Americans and that would tell us what is happening, like about aliens and things like that what's that part in America? You know, there's a lot what the governments don't tell people.
Well, yeah, that's at the moment, Dad. There's a lot of people working in the government at the moment that are saying in America that there's definitely UFOs or whatever they call them now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you've got
UFOs.
police officers and admirals and things like that that have seen them, and you know, I don't. You know, you see, there's a lot of things we're not being taught at all. You know.
Oh yeah, totally, Dad. Yeah, I'm not sure about the aliens thing, but again, that's you know, I need evidence. People always ask, "Oh, what do you think about the aliens? What do you think of all this?" And well, I don't think about it, Dad. There's definitely aliens out there. That's without a doubt. There has to be. Whether they're in our atmosphere, already. I don't know. I mean, that's
Well, there's things what we and I've watched programs and there's things but it's impossible, like for a man to lift that in then day and ages.
I understand.
You know, it might be and it's impossible for a man to, because they had no way of lifting things. You know,
yeah, you like the
I forget
pyramids
what
and
it
stuff.
was now, but he said it's absolutely impossible. See. I think the Egyptians. I think they thought aliens learn them to do different things and that, like, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
No,
there's definitely
you know, we don't know this. A lot of things we don't know, Simon.
Oh, totally, Dad. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. We're only scraping the surface of what we know about about this planet, Dad, right? And life in general. Just scratching the surface, Dad. You know.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot the governments don't want to tell us. You know, I mean, I don't know why they don't want to tell us, but there's a lot of things the governments don't want to tell us. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. I don't
I
know
mean,
if I believe.
they reckon these aliens, they've captured actually aliens in America.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, oh, dear. I mean, honestly, it's life is more complicated than you think it is, Simon. I'll tell you.
Oh no, I'm aware of that. It's unbelievably complicated. That I just the alien thing again. I don't know that. I don't think about it too much because like there's no evidence for or against it for now. I'm pretty sure that there are lots of planets that are inhabited, Dad. You know, but I do not think. You know, I think so. There's the thing that's called the Fermi paradox, Dad. That once you start developing your economy, burning fossil fuels, basically the time starts ticking on the bomb, Dad. You know, the fossil fuel bomb, climate change.
Well, you know, there's a saying that you shouldn't talk about politics and God in a pub. You've heard that saying, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, the reason for that is people will get wiser.
Yeah, it's a weird thing,
they don't want people to get wiser.
Well, I think it's when you're drinking, probably, Dad, isn't it? People are drunk, and then you start, getting into all kind of ruckus and stuff, don't you? But I agree, yeah, that is something we all need to be doing. That having conversations like these, Dad. If everyone had conversations like these all the time, it would definitely be better, right? Than just talking about politics on TV. Do you know what I mean?
Well, what the governments are getting away with, I mean, is absolutely shocking. Like, you know, I mean, even now, Liz Truss now, she's put down people to make them appear and that, like, you know, and oh dear, and they were failures, like, you know. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible what the governments get away with, you know.
Yeah, totally, Dad. It is. I mean, it's absolute murder at the moment, right? They're as far as I'm concerned, they're guilty of crimes against humanity by not acting on this, Dad. You know, if I'm aware of it, and if I've checked the science enough, read the science enough to understand it, then they definitely have, Dad. You know what I mean? They got scientists advising them, and all the scientists are telling them to do one thing, and they're all doing exactly the opposite of what the scientists are telling them. So as far as I'm concerned, it should be done for crimes against humanity, Dad. Rishi Sunak should be hung up by his little ball axe.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I mean, that is a good saying. Is politics is crime is the same as politics. It's the same.
And royal families are mafias.
There's no difference between crime and politics.
No, it's definitely criminal, Dad. Everything that's going on there, for sure. Worst criminals of the lot, there. Do you know what I mean? White collar crime, right? Bastards. All right, Dad. Well, as always, good talking to you. I'll get this up and I'll send it off to you tomorrow. All right, nice one, Dad. Take it easy.